All right, somebody who's going to be in Orlando, the Orlando bubble, in a matter of weeks now. Boston Celtics starting forward Gordon Hayward. Thank you so much for joining us. I asked you right before we came on camera. I had to double check myself. The stash. Tell us about the stash. Is this new? It's a quarantine stash?
Yes. I think we've all been at home with time to experiment a little bit with facial hair and hair in general. And so it's just something I've thrown together here. We got a little beard stash going on. So I think it's going to stay for a little bit.
All right. Well, we're going to get used to it. It looks good, debuting it. I love it. So let's talk about this, the report and getting back to things. It's just going to be so insanely different for you guys. Congrats on getting the better hotel because of your seating. That is a thing. But just the idea of the bubble and the day-to-day you're going to be in, have you been able to wrap your head around what the next couple of months are going to be like for you?
I think we're all kind of getting this information here, as is the whole world, kind of the same way. It's kind of just, filtering in here, and we haven't had much time to discuss it or thinking about it. I think, right now for me, I'm just focused on trying to make sure that my body's going to be at the highest level that it can be, trying to get my mind right, so we can restart and resume playing. I mean, it's been so long since we've played, games. Everyone's kind of been working out, but there's such a huge difference. So just trying to get my mind right for that. A little bit less worried about, what the situation is going to be when we're there.
You were in an interview about a month ago, and that's kind of before we knew how things were going to unfold, kind of predicting what the game was going to look like when you returned. And you said it really takes teams 82 games to figure things out. The further you get away from that, the more you can throw out the regular season. And guys who are hurt, they're getting better. So how do you anticipate the actual games looking like when you come back?
Yeah, I think it will be almost like how games are at the beginning of the year, almost like a new season. It's going to be interesting because I think based on where you've been at in the United States, there's been differences in rules for quarantining just at a government level, and being here in Boston, we've been pretty strict with lockdown procedures and everything. So, I think certainly we're going to have our work in front of us at the beginning there to try to get ourselves ready in that training camp. So that way, when those 8 regular season games are over, we can hit the ground running and be ready for the playoffs. But it's definitely going to be, try to speed up that process.
What about you personally? I mean, we've watched you over the past couple of years come back from that horrible injury, and you've been outstanding. I mean, have you been working out? Are you a little bit worried about being winded when you get back out on the court?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working out. I'm sure some of you guys saw me on the Peloton riding with some of those other guys on ESPN. So trying to maintain some sort of shape. Just doing things that I can. Been out in the backyard, just running sprints and stuff. I don't think there's anything like 5-on-5 basketball. It doesn't matter how many workouts you run, how many sprints that you do. You kind of just got to play a little bit. So happy that we're going to have a little bit of time, like I said, with the training camp when we get down there to try to get going, get up to speed. But certainly that's something I think we all have to do, is try to get into basketball shape here pretty quickly. Yeah,
very quickly. A lot of players, I want to ask you about this, including, of course, your former teammate, Kyrie Irving, have voiced concerns about playing in the Orlando bubble. Do you have any concerns about coronavirus and being there? Or do you feel pretty safe?
I think the concerns are, as long as I think we remain in the bubble, I think it should be pretty good. I know they're taking all the precautions to try to keep us athletes safe, keep the staff safe, keep everyone as safe as possible down there. I think you said it, it was like 100 pages worth of handbook, 100+ pages of different guidelines, different things that we're going to be forced to do. So, I'm not necessarily as worried about the COVID. I think it's one of those situations where all of us are going to be, I think, missing family. With me, with 3 little girls and a little boy on the way with the pregnant wife. It's something that for sure crosses my mind, leaving them to go down to Orlando, not being able to see them. And now I've been blessed here these last couple of months to be able to be a part of, bath time and nighttime routine, waking up in the morning with them. And so, all that stuff is going to be for sure something that I miss. But it's kind of an unprecedented thing here, and like I said, just try to get ready so I can be at my best for the playoffs.
Not only have your family, but not having the fans there, and everybody knows going to Boston can be a little bit terrifying for any team. What is that going to be like for you guys, not having that home court advantage?
Yes, it's having our Boston fans is one of I think our biggest advantages when we're playing at home. They really do bring us so much energy, and so we're gonna have to find ways to bring it ourselves. It's gonna be really weird. I don't know if I've played games like this without fans before. Maybe when I was a rookie down in Orlando, there was summer league and there was really no fans there. But certainly with some, we're all gonna have to get used to, and it's gonna be weird. It'll be fun though.
A little bit back to your roots there, if you will. I know you're very close with your head coach, Brad Stevens, having played for him in college, now the NBA. Has he had any message to your team while you guys have been away? Have you been staying in contact?
Yeah, we've been doing kind of weekly Zoom meetings and calls, and having guest speakers in, and also just team calls and meetings. And I think with the way that we have technology these days, it's way easier to keep in touch just with FaceTime and texting and all that good stuff. So certainly have been in contact with everyone. Haven't seen as many people physically, but looking forward to getting back to, with the guys.
I know you mentioned that you got to be a part of bath time and family time. Have you been able to see, and I'm not sure maybe that is the answer, any good from the sports world shutting down, or are you just ready to get back to business?
I think that for me, that's been the biggest amount of good, is just being home with the girls and with my wife, with our family. I mean, I think one of the highlights for me has been teaching my oldest daughter to ride her bike without training wheels. And there's only one chance to do that, because once you learn, there's really no going back. And so it was really fun and amazing to see her struggle at first, but then continue to practice, and then it's just like it clicks in her head, and she's off riding. And so it's really fun to see her do that, and I don't know if I would have been able to do that if we were in the middle of a season or in a playoff series or something like that. So that's definitely rewarding to be able to be home and be with them.
Do they understand that Daddy gets to play the rest of the season at Disney World? Do you have to bring back presents or anything?
They don't quite understand. We haven't told them exactly where I'm going. I don't think telling them I'm going to Disney World is going to make them too happy. So we're trying to figure out a way that we're going to tell them too, because I know that now that they're a little older, they're going to be crushed that I'm leaving for so long and they're not going to be able to see me. So I need to figure out a good way to tell them. And I think also, like, doing these type of, like, your Zoom calls, Skypes, FaceTimes, that type of stuff, it really does help when you have a family, because I can still call them and check in on them, and still do read a story over the phone, something like that, which for sure, like I said, helps.
So tell me, I want to know just really quickly before we get to one more thing here, what do you think is going to be the weirdest thing for you guys being in Orlando? Is it just the regimen? I mean, I know athletes, you guys stay on your schedule. You mentioned the not having fans thing. Is there something you're like, okay, I really got to prepare for this to be different?
Man, I mean, I think more than anything, the playing without fans is something that is going to be so much different. I mean, honestly, that's basketball. I'm not going to say it's a completely different game, but it certainly is a different game without the fans, without the atmosphere, without that energy inside the arena, inside the building. So that's for sure something that we're going to have to get used to.
I have to ask really quickly, because we saw the viral video when you were having your third girl, I believe it was. So you get a boy now. Are you pretty excited about that?
I'm definitely excited about it. We've been so blessed, and I love my three girls to death. But it'll be awesome to have a boy, and we're really excited about that too. So we're excited.
Well, congratulations on that. Before we let you go, it's time for the Geico 15-second statement. Your team is built to contend for a championship. We are very excited to watch you. Why will the Boston Celtics win the NBA title in Orlando?
I think we got a lot of depth. We have a lot of good basketball players on our team, a lot of talent. And I think one of the things that has always helped us out is our coaching too. I know Brad's going to have game plans for us, and I just think that we play defensive basketball. We're very versatile on that end of the floor, and so as long as we can lock in on defense, it'll give ourselves a chance when things aren't going as well on the other end. So I'm looking forward to getting back with the boys here and getting it going. All
right, Gordon Hayward, thank you so much. Good luck in Orlando. We're going to be watching you and watching the rest of the NBA as they get back to business in Orlando for the rest of the NBA season. All right, taking a look at some of the notable upcoming dates for the NBA as we get back to business. June 21st, all players report to team facilities. June 22nd, that testing is going to begin. The teams begin to travel to Orlando July 7th. And then on the 30th of July, the 2019-2020 NBA season will finally resume.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.